Virat has always run like that. The difference between good runner and quick runner. वो विराट की running में हमेशा से ही रहा है. Now there is a little bit of desperation about it as well. I was on air on DD Sports for commentary, and my co-commentator said this on air at that time. Ki this is a non-existent single. Immediately you are at the crease and you're trying to take a single. It was a non-existent single, and we saw this in the Bangladesh series. We saw in the New Zealand series also. Papayan, he is going for non-existent singles now. There's that desperation to get off the mark, get to the other end. And then, of course, when he was at the crease again, he was those couple of shots that he played, especially that streaky four that he hit. That was in the air, went through the gap, but it was in the air. They were bowling with two gullies to him.
See, this Virat Kohli is the Sachin Tendulkar of 2011 to 13. Like, he,
I don't
he
agree with that, but okay.
yeah, when the game is slowly slipping away, but
Hmm.
there is a desperation to cling on to it. That
Okay.
that thing you can see in Virat Kohli now. Like what Sanjay Manjrekar has said about playing that, trying to tackle it the way he is. That was the way he figured out in 2018 in England, and he was immensely successful in that tour. Since then, he has always been trying it when he is going abroad. When the pitch does not have that lateral movement, he is successful. But the moment there is lateral movement, he is getting caught because it has its own perils. When you are playing that dangerous game, even in
Hmm.
2018, when he scored those hundreds, there were chances given which were not taken. James Anderson could not get him out through the series.
Yeah.
So that is where it started. And so, but the problem with Virat Kohli, which I can clearly see, that he probably feels in his mind that he is still there. Probably things happen well in practice, because I have seen him in practice sessions. He looks brilliant in practice sessions, but something is going wrong when he is in the middle. Like, you can see that there is there is this looseness, there is this desperation, all these things. His problem against spin, as we saw in the New Zealand series, when we go back to that Nathan Lyon innings, the amount of sweeping that he did in that Adelaide test in 2014, you imagine that Virat Kohli and this Virat Kohli, like, his powers are diminishing. That is the problem. That is the problem. It is a sad truth that his powers are diminishing.
Okay, Abhijit sir, just want to ask you this question, and Srini, just give me 1 second. Uh, what Manjrekar says here, it's a huge thing. Now, with big cricketers, we've realized that they need to identify and accept the problem. And जब हम net sessions की बात करते हैं, when Dopayan is saying he looks really, Virat Kohli looks really good in the net sessions. Well, maybe net sessions may the bowler or the one who's giving the throw down, you're not bowling with the way that an Australian bowler will be bowling at you in the heat of a test match. So the question here is there an acceptancy from Virat that there is a problem? And if there is an acceptancy, then can he make adjustments? First of all, do you agree that there is an acceptancy? We'll also take
No,
Srini's opinion on this. Yeah.
no. That is the difference between him and Tendulkar.
Yeah.
Tendulkar readjusted his game, and even when his powers were diminishing, Tendulkar, was not the dominant Tendulkar of before, but he was still a very, very successful batsman.
Yeah.
Look at his averages in the last 2 3 years. He was not. He was still getting runs consistently and very, easily. He was not dominating attacks anymore.
But last two
So
years there were no hundreds, and it was in the 30s. The average was in the 30s. That's why
yeah,
he's
yeah, yeah. So his was in the 30s. Kohli's has come down to the 10s and 15s. See that there is still a difference between what Tendulkar achieved in the last 5 years, and his career was much longer than what Virat has been achieving. Especially in during difficult situations in difficult matches. You know, so that
Abhijit,
is, I
one more
think.
time. I said only 2 years, not 5 years.
No, no.
Two
Let's
years.
let's not
No,
let's
no, no.
not okay. Let's not make
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
into a Virat versus Sachin debate. The point
No,
here
it
is
is not.
whether
It is not. Yeah.
whether Virat is accepting that there is an issue, and if he's not accepting it, then how will he improve this? Avijit sir, any further point on this?
No, look, just this fact, that you
Yeah,
see, I think the way he's running,
yeah,
it shows, that, you see, in his case, he has not accepted it. He wants to
exactly. Yeah,
dominate, he wants to do
yeah,
something, and he's
yeah,
unable to do it. And
Yeah.
the problem which I feel is not that he's putting his younger partners under pressure.
Under a bit of
They
pressure.
have to
Yes.
run, they have to make the desperate calls, and that is not good
Yeah.
for the team.
Yeah. Srini, your thoughts on this? You wanted to add?
Yeah, you're right. First of all, let's not even go anywhere towards talking about Virat and Sachin. Okay, that's not even a
No, no, no.
discussion.
Yeah. Not the
That's
topic.
not even a discussion. Tendulkar just needs to stay out of this. In all totality. Now, having said that, in Virat's case, I don't know. You see, this is not about, as Sanjay says, his adamance to not try another way to tackle it. It's like, there needs to be no public acceptance of the fact of the suffering that you're going through. There needs to be no public acceptance of any kind, that you need to come forward and say, listen, you know what, I'm in all sorts of trouble and I don't know what
No,
to
no,
do
no,
in
no,
life.
no, 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 no. It's not about
No,
public
I'm
acceptance.
coming to that.
It's
Allow me
about
to complete it.
working on it.
Allow me to complete it. Allow me to complete it. Whereas what happened, and since kind of the benchmark that we apply to every batting pinnacle is obviously Tendulkar. So from that aspect, what needs to be told here is that the acceptance needs to come out in this kind of, the breaking of this adamance needs to come out in terms of how and in what way have you been applying yourself to correct what's wrong. And in Virat Kohli's
Yes.
case, what you have not seen at any point in any single manner is is like, that approach that he's put. Like, when we go back to Tendulkar, we know what he did to correct what kept going wrong at point in time. It is there, it is documented in history. And in Virat's case, as you witness the continuous failings, I tend to realize that, there is no way that we are able to realize, we are able to see, we are able to point out there is a corrective approach being put in place. For
Yeah.
example, can you go back to the Kevin Peterson statement? Because I don't agree with it. Kevin Peterson says that, if you're looking to leave more than you're looking to play the ball, you're in trouble. Maybe, yes, from a batsman of Kevin Peterson's confidence, this says a lot, and it's right in so many
Yeah.
ways, it's right. However, if you know why you have to leave the ball, and if you are comfortable leaving it, and if you're confident leaving the ball, if you're in your own skin letting the ball go, then I don't see any problem with that. Virat's case, I think he's somewhere in between. He
Yeah.
doesn't know. And the only way to correct this, last line, you cannot correct this in test cricket. There is
You
no
have to
way
correct
you
it
can
in the
go to
nets.
test cricket to
Like, yeah,
correct this.
yeah.
You
You have to
have
correct
to
it in the
go back to
nets.
square one. And in Virat's case, I don't think he remembers anymore what his square one is.